What is up, everybody? It's Rebecca Johnson of Supergirl Radio, and it looks like my mirror is I'm like mirrored. I need to fix this. I'm so sorry. Why is it looking strange? Because I'm like looking in the I forget how to change this. Mirror my camera. Yes. Okay. Maybe this is better. Yes. I feel like this is better. Is this better? Okay. I was looking in a weird way. Because sometimes if you mirror your camera... Oh, and my green screen, something has happened to my settings. Oh, my goodness. I have a green screen. Yes, there it is. I was wondering why that wasn't working the way it usually does. I'm so sorry. I'm having to readjust all of my settings now because things have changed. Okay, so while I do this... we are going to be talking about Supergirl Annual number 2. This is our second one in the Peter David. Oh my gosh, I'm losing myself. Where am I?
Oh
no. Okay. Oh, Morgan, your audio sounds a little hollow. Is your mic working?
Is it? Okay, hold on. Let me try.
See, we're having technical... Did StreamYard like change something while we were gone for the last week? I don't know what has happened. All of a sudden it looks...
How's it sound now?
It sounds much better. Sounds like it should. And my green screen, I don't know. There's something goofy going on with my green screen. I guess I could just do... maybe I'll pull it a little closer. This is weird, but I'm at least cropped out. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll have to resituate that in a little bit. But okay, so we're going to be talking about Supergirl 1996 to 2003, annual number 2. This is the second annual in the Peter David run, which I feel like we are breezing through, which is nice because it's a very, very long run on Supergirl. So we are actually making our way through it. So Morgan, do you have the doc? We're ready to go?
I do.
We're good. Okay. All right. Let me get myself situated. Okay. So we are going to be talking about the second annual. We have one little bit of news, and then we'll dive right into the recap and talk through the 3 stories that are included in the annual, and then we'll get out of here. So, all right, we will officially get started now.
McGurk! I love typing.
Not mess with my Google Docs, Meeksy.
Supergirl Radio is going live every night of the week. How do you like it? Is becoming a human burrito a plus or a minus? I don't know. It does seem snug.
I mean, they say you are what you eat.
Kira. I love that.
So I do a podcast called Supergirl Radio, and one of our segments is Lena Luthor, Boardroom or Ballroom. Because
she looks like a boss in this coat.
Nasty Luthor like a different Luthor? It's not just Lena being mean?
No.
Helen Slater here. It's so fun to know that you're hosting a podcast called Supergirl Radio.
Welcome to Supergirl Radio, your source for all things related to the character of Kara Zor-El, and sometimes Linda Danvers, if we're talking about the Peter David run on Supergirl. My name is Rebecca Johnson.
I'm Morgan Glennon.
And for this episode of the podcast, we are live and wired to recap and review Supergirl 1996 to 2003, annual number 2. There are 3 stories in this annual, so we will be talking about all of them. But before we get to all of that, we need to get to
the news.
According to Deadline.com, Valerie Perrine, whose memorable film roles included a porn actress abducted by aliens in Slaughterhouse-5, Lex Luthor's secretary in 2 Superman films, and an Oscar-nominated performance as the wife of Lenny Bruce in Lenny, died Monday at her home in Beverly Hills following a 15-year battle with Parkinson's disease. She was 82.
Yeah, I was really sorry to hear about this. I had seen like Instagram posts and things from her account and some people who were sharing some things, and she had gone through a long health battle. So I was sorry to hear that she died. But this is the original Miss Tessbucker. This is the original one. She originated that role and did it for 2 films, and then created kind of a legacy for the character. So Eve shows up in the Supergirl TV series and also in the new Superman movie by James Gunn. And I can't remember. I think Tess on Smallville was kind of, I think, a play on Eve Tessmacher, Tess Mercer. So there was a play on that as well. So she created kind of a legacy for that character that would continue on after her. So she was very accomplished in terms of her roles and the things that she did throughout her career. So really sorry to hear that she passed away, but wanted to honor a person who added to the Superman mythos and really created something that kind of lived beyond her even. So very sad news. So just wanted to remember her as we go through our episodes and honor these people who contribute to the Superman and Supergirl mythos, because Eve Tessmacher was also on the Supergirl TV series. So just wanted to put that out there and just remember her today in this episode of Supergirl Radio. So sorry to start out with some sad news, but that was something that happened recently. And Brian has the question, was that Miss Tessmacher? Yes, it was. So she actually played a memorable role, I think, in the first one, where she was sort of sympathetic to Superman. And she sort of was bridging that gap. She was in Lex Luthor's camp, but kind of not really. She did maybe have a soft spot for Superman. So that seems to always be kind of how things go with Eve Tessmacher in a lot of stories. So very sad about Valerie Perrine, but just wanted to remember her here on Supergirl Radio. Well, I don't know how we segue out of that, but I guess we just have to. Sad news, but then we're also going to be talking about an annual here to review and to discuss, recap, and review 3 issues of the Supergirl annual number 2 inside the Peter David run. So I guess the best way to do it is to just do it, just to get into it. So I know no other way to segue from that. Okay, so let's just begin. So Supergirl 1996 to 2003 annual number 2, and I'm hesitating because I feel like I have an overlay of that cover somewhere. So this annual begins with a story titled Secret Hearts Part 1, I Led Him On, and was written by Secret Hearts. We know all about Secret Hearts. Secret Hearts is very much an homage to the Secret Hearts TV show, the fictional TV show within the DC universe, wherein Linda was a soap opera actress, and she was kind of a hussy on that show. She was kind of the
drama.
She was kind of a character people did not like on Secret Hearts. So this is kind of fun that this is referencing Secret Hearts as found in usually the Superman family issues, I think, where Supergirl was featured as a soap opera actress. But this issue, this story was written by Tom Pyre with pencils by Anthony Castrillo. Jordi Ensign was the inker. Gene D'Angelo was the colorist, and Albert de Guzman was the letterer. So we got the credits, and this issue opens up with Supergirl and Brainiac 5. We know all about Brainiac 5. We spent a lot of time with him on the TV show. The two of them, this issue opens up with the two of them kissing, and Supergirl telling the reader that it's not like she begged Brainy to make a spectacle over her, and that he's allowed to make his own choices. He's supposed to be the smartest boy in the universe. How could she know that he would act so stupid? All she did was ask him for help. So these issues are kind of interesting because they start with kind of a startling image, like what is happening here? We're just dropped into something, trying to figure out what's going on. So that's how this issue begins. And then when we get into the actual story, it introduces us to several members of the Legion of Superheroes. We meet Spark, aka Ayla Rands, who has the ability to generate lightning blasts. We also meet Gates, aka, and I'm gonna just try this name, Tjolk Miraz, an insectoid life form with the ability to create portals through space. That's I found that power to be kind of interesting because I would not associate insects with creating space portals, but I guess maybe this is like a space insect that can do this. So an insectoid life form that can create space portals. We also see Brainiac 5 and then Coco, who is the white monkey known for mostly palling around with Brainiac. So Coco is now hanging out with Brainy. They are hanging out and talking about watching SHX, the only 24-hour cable channel devoted exclusively to superhero news. I kind of wish that it actually existed. While watching the broadcast, they learned that Supergirl has relocated to the small middle American city of Leesburg and has displayed a variety of sensational costumes and unpredictable attitudes, like being apified in one instance. One of the unpredictable attitudes that she has had.
Sometimes when you get apified, you have a different sort of lease on life.
Yes, you may act differently if that happens. And all of this has made her one of the most talked about heroes to come along in years. So this 24-hour superhero network has really been tracking Supergirl and what she's been up to. And if they have been, that's a lot. There's a lot that's been going on with Supergirl. Meanwhile, over at Fred and Sylvia Danvers' house, Linda is questioning how her parents have any blood flow left, the way the two of them eat. She's really judging their life choices, food choices. Chicken fries and lard. They might as well caulk their arteries, as she says. Sylvia takes offense to this and responds, quote, "My food was good enough for you growing up," unquote, and offers Linda some salad in a can from the cupboard. I have never heard of salad in a can, Morgan. Is that something?
No, I don't. Such a thing can't really exist, right?
They can't.
No.
That doesn't make any kind of sense.
I've heard about like wine in a can, but salad in a can doesn't make any sense to me.
My salad that I get from like Trader Joe's or Publix, like the greens, they go bad in like a couple of days. There's no way. There's no way it would be fine in a can.
Could you imagine like popping open a can and being like, salad.
fresh greens.
Just getting the fork right in that can.
It would be convenient for sure. I mean, you wouldn't have to do any work. It'd already be made. Like, and then I have questions. What is the salad? Is it just the lettuce, or do you have customized versions?
Do you pop it open and a crouton like flies out?
Did the different cans have different salad dressings that are associated?
Oh my god!
With
it's like, oh, hold on, I got a Caesar.
I've got a Thousand Island version.
Do they have like a little container of? I'm going down like a rabbit hole. Do they have?
No,
like,
I think we should stay here.
Of the dressing, like in the can, like you pop it open and then you take the dressing out, and then because a dressed salad in a can would be disgusting. By the time you got in there, it would just be like mush.
True. Yeah, I think you would almost have to keep them separated, but I don't know if it would come in like the same packaging. Would it?
I know.
Would it be like an add-on?
Is it like one of the salads in a bag where they have like the little thing of dressing that you like rip open?
That makes, if this was possible, I think that's the only way it could be done.
Just open that can, it's full of listeria. Just go to town.
Because like on a salad, I like a shredded cheese, I like a crouton, or like
you like
maybe
a little...
like a one of those cranberry things. What do you call those? Why am I blanking on that? With the little craisins, craisins, like a little craisin, maybe like a little blueberry, a little strawberry.
It's just all iceberg lettuce. It's just basic. It's like basically like drinking a glass of water. Brian in the chat says canned spinach is the closest I've heard of. In parentheses, Popeye.
Does that exist outside of Popeye though?
That's a great question. I have never actually seen a can of spinach, but Popeye seems so into it. I can't imagine that it's not real.
He's popping them all the time. That's how he gets his powers.
He's popping them and going. Now, if we had these salad cans, I'd be like popping them on the way to work. You know, going on a long walk, eating your salad. Can't be done right now, but with salads and I feel like we could start a pizza on a bagel kind of situation, but with the salad in the can, it's like when salad's in a can.
I actually had a salad for lunch today, so this is actually very timely.
See, and wouldn't have been better in a can.
Well, I don't know. I think. I'm interested though, if in a world where salads in a can existed, does everybody eat them? Like, is this a normal food
I think
item.
no. I think the people would mostly not eat salad in a can. I think if you were to offer a person, you're like, do you want a salad? And they're like, yes, I love salads. And you're like, okay, hold on, let me just pop this can open to give you one. They'd be like, wait. I don't think so anymore.
So, because I was wondering if people would judge you if you had the salad in a can.
Oh,
feel like
absolutely. Absolutely, people would judge you. It's like
People
that.
would
That's not like a
judge you.
fresh salad, right?
Yeah.
That's not like going down to the farmer's market and like picking the salad from the fields. It is that is the furthest away from actual food that is grown that you can probably get, is like when something's in a can. It just doesn't feel the same. Although Stanley says fruit salad in a can is good.
Well, fruit salad though, isn't it kind of a different thing?
Yeah, I mean it's fruit.
Yeah, it's just fruit. So I can get
fruit.
that. There's a lot of fruit in a can.
Yeah, you can really pack in the fruit in a can.
Yeah.
Salad, however, feels not like a can-based food.
Can-based food.
But Sylvia's like, this is the best. Hold on. Yeah, we'll eat healthy. And she just like pops the top off of a can.
Is there like an expiration date on salad in a can? I feel like that can't last long.
It can't last long. That's the thing. Is salad in a can is shelf stable? No.
So Sylvia's very offended by this, but I feel like Linda makes a good point.
Linda's making some points. I don't know that you should be cooking everything in lard.
Yes.
Not good for you. And your salad should probably not come from a can, even though when salad's in a can, you can have salad anytime.
You could. It is transportable.
Yeah.
It's very convenient.
Salad in the morning.
Although at that point I'm just like putting them in a juice or a smoothie or something, and then I'm just drinking it. If that's what's happening, I might as well just drink. Okay, well, thank you for going down that rabbit hole of the salad in the can, because I didn't know if that was a fictional thing just for this story, or if that was a thing that I didn't know about that it actually existed. Okay, so we've been talking about salads in cans and the way that the Danvers family is not eating the healthiest. But all of a sudden, water shoots up from the eyes of the stove in the kitchen. And if that sounds as weird to you as it does to me, know that Linda also thinks this is strange. To save Sylvia, Linda grabs her mom's arm and whips her out of the kitchen and into the dining room. So something weird has been going on inside the house. And around that same time, Linda hears a noise outside the house. It's Fred in his car saying that his door won't budge and his legs are hurting because when he turns the car key, the vehicle starts to shrink. So Linda changes into Supergirl to help Fred with the car and takes him to the hospital. When they get there, they see a lot of people inside who, quote, feel funny, unquote. Someone is complaining that someone put hummingbirds in their IV, and another person looks like he has stretchy arms. Supergirl thinks that she is dealing with a full-scale weirdness eruption, and when she tries to fix some power lines, she realizes this craziness is messing up her powers. Supergirl visits the Leesburg Police Department to find out that so she goes to the Leesburg Police Department. And she's like, hey, have there been some reports of any unusual occurrences? She's trying to figure out what's going on. And so when she does, she discovers a pattern that all of these weird things have happened around her.
Uh-oh.
So what if all of these are her fault? What if this weird stuff that's been going around Leesburg is actually she is to blame for them? So she can't even pick up the phone to call for help because the phone bursts into flames.
Not great.
which is also weird, and that shouldn't be happening. And Linda's logic is that if the phone is a blowtorch, maybe something else in her room is the phone. She's really having to think about things being different and think weird things happening. So when she thinks about this, sure enough, the lamp starts ringing. These are things that are not supposed to be happening. Lamps are not supposed to be ringing. That is not the phone.
Salads aren't supposed to be in cans. Lamps aren't supposed to be ringing.
Yes. Oh, so do we think that the salad in the can is because of this weirdness?
What if it's because of the weirdness?
Okay. That makes
maybe we were judging too harshly. Or maybe
that
we were
makes
thinking
so much sense.
This was genius when it turns out this is magic. That's why we mortals can't have salad in a can.
That makes sense.
It's
things are
magic.
clicking. Things are really clicking in this review now. So when the lamp starts ringing, Clark Kent is on the other line. Linda, or May, as Clark knows her because she used to meet Matrix Supergirl, so he calls her May.
I keep forgetting why they call her May, and I'm like, that's not her name. How many names does she have?
Because she used to be Goo, Morgan. You have
That's
to
right.
remember
That's
that.
right. I forgot about Gooper Girl.
Yeah, you remember Gooper Girl. Never forget. So she used to be Matrix Supergirl, so Clark still calls her May. So Linda, or May, is talking to Clark, and Linda asks Clark who is the smartest person he knows. She's trying to figure out if someone else can help her understand what's going on in Leesburg. And Superman suggests that Supergirl speak to Brainiac 5 because he is the smartest person that Clark knows. So we'll determine on whether or not that is maybe true. But when Supergirl arrives at the Legion of Superheroes location to find Brainiac 5, Coco the monkey takes to Linda, which stuns Brainy, who says that Coco hasn't left his side since, and then doesn't tell us when that time was. So
since
I don't
when,
really,
Brainy?
I don't really know. He doesn't finish his thoughts, but I think maybe it has something to do with like Brainiac, but I'm not quite sure. But Brainy suggests to Supergirl that the disturbances she described could be traceable to any of several natural, if rare, phenomena he's cataloged on Kolu. I don't know exactly why Kolu's phenomena have to do, like what they have to do with Earth's rare, weird things, but that's what he tells her. Brainy runs what he calls an Omnicom scam for any aberrant energy patterns, and as a test, Brainy asks Supergirl to pick an apple to see what happens. When she does, a bright light flashes all around her. And as a follow-up question, Brainy wonders if Supergirl has had anything to do with recent demonic invasions. So that's a funny question for him to ask.
Yeah, that's really specific.
Very specific. And actually, she has. There was the whole Buzz, the business demon situation. So
she's like, I've been doing nothing but demonic possessions, if I'm being honest.
I've had a lot of demon activity in my past, and actually in my recent past. So actually, the answer to that is yes. So when she says yes, Brainy concludes that Supergirl's problem is magic, which is a, quote, dangerous, uncontrollable force wielded only by people too stupid to know better, unquote. Brainy insists that Supergirl take his force field belt because it may mute whatever demonic influence is attacking her. Oh, that's all it takes. Oh, that's
all right. Well, we've got it figured out.
She should have had this force field belt all along. And so Brainy needs her to go around town and pick up every item that has to do with a demon. Or I wasn't really sure what his list was trying to convey. I was very confused about the list that he asked her to get. So, but he does have Supergirl go and pick up some items on this list for him. And we'll find out kind of why that is, because he does utilize the things that are on the list. And after he instructs her to be back in an hour, he says, be back in an hour. That's all you get. And Brainy is thrilled about the idea of a date with Supergirl. And that is the end of part 1. It's actually kind of a very quick issue, not a lot to it. So we get to see Brainiac 5 in this version of the Supergirl story in this run. So the next issue is a follow-up to the first issue. So this is part 2 of Secret Hearts. And this one is titled I Lied for Love. And I believe that the credits are the same as part 1, but it's not made clear in the issue. So here are the people I'm going to credit because I think they are the same. The story was written by Tom Pyre with pencils by Anthony Castrillo. Jordi Ensign was the inker. Gene D'Angelo was the colorist, and Albert de Guzman was the letterer. The issue starts with Brainy's inner monologue telling us that he used Supergirl like dirt to fill a hole in his life. So Brainy just straight up says, I used Supergirl. He dreamt up layered gambits, thinking 10 moves ahead to nudge her around the board of a mad game they both seemed to be playing, of which Brainy wrote the rules. He tells the reader that he did everything to own her. And this is not a great start for Brainy here. This is not a good look for Brainy. He's saying some stuff that I don't maybe think he should be saying. Not very good of him to say. So after this monologue, we cut to a blonde-haired Legionnaire with lightning bolts on her supersuit and calling herself the Girl of Steel. She's looking for Brainy in a sing-songy voice. And so she's trying to kind of play up some things that she thinks are going on here. And it turns out this is not Supergirl, but this is actually Spark, the Legionnaire Spark, in a wig and a makeshift red cape. So she is sort of making fun of Brainy's crush on Supergirl. Because Spark has become Brainy's friend and helps the other Legionnaires learn about him by hinting at his backstory. His mom, Brainy's mom, walked out on him on the day he was born. This is seemingly why he finds himself connected to strong blondes for some reason. Spark doesn't love Brainy's crush on Supergirl, though. Spark thinks that Linda is toying with Brainy, which surprises Supergirl when Spark accuses her of this. They basically, what I appreciated about this is that Spark has an issue with Supergirl, and instead of like talking about Supergirl with other people, she actually says something to her face, and they actually like directly discuss it. So you know what? I appreciate that direct communication, no beating around the bush. So Spark accuses Supergirl of toying with Brainy and leading him on. So in the midst of them, these two characters, Spark and Supergirl, having a heated moment, Brainy arrives looking like Merlin in the Arthurian legend, ready to engage in magic to help Supergirl now that she has retrieved everything he gave her on a list. They make a witch's brew, complete with a cauldron and what look like voodoo dolls of Supergirl and Brainy on top of it. Brainy says some magical words and feels an emptiness that brings him to his knees. When he tells Supergirl that no one is there, a flash of light overwhelms them, and Supergirl notices that the town of Leesburg is fading. So things look like things are starting to vanish. So immediately wanting to help Leesburg, Supergirl sets to fly off, but Brainy uses his force field belt to stop her. Wanting him to let her go, Supergirl tries to use her telekinesis on Brainy, but because of everything that has been going on, her powers are still kind of messed up. She can't really do things the way that she would want to do them. Supergirl's reaction doesn't seem to hurt Brainiac 5, though, because his belt does save him. When Supergirl and Brainy get into the town of Leesburg, they notice that people, not just the town anymore, that people are starting to vanish. Brainy says it's called AF's syndrome. An ancient Kryptonian physicist named Darl Aff, so maybe it's Aff's syndrome. An ancient Kryptonian physicist named Darl Aff proposed the only known remedy to this vanishing situation. In order to restore reality, one must invoke enough raw truth to punch a hole in the world. So to find some truth, they go to a logical place. They end up going to the library in Leesburg. So when they get to the library, though, things are not looking great. They need to act fast because Supergirl and Brainy are starting to vanish themselves. So it's not just the town or some of the other people. They are starting to kind of not be whole. And I think the art, I wasn't crazy about the art in these issues, but this actually did a pretty good job of trying to show what was happening. So Brainy and Supergirl are starting to vanish, and they try to use what it says in the issue is, quote, the attractive force between protons and neutrons binding atoms together, unquote. But instead of helping the vanishing issue, things only get worse. So they give up on finding truth in the library and they just leave. So
bye.
They are not finding truth in the library. So when they leave the library, the town starts reappearing. So it was disappearing and now it's reappearing. And they start to realize that Brainy's force field blocks the magic and that Supergirl is the cause of the vanishing. So something is happening with Supergirl that is making all these weird things happen. So through the force field, though the force field blocks the magic, it turns out that it's not immune. And the bubble Supergirl and Brainy are in, oh wait, did I skip something? So they're in this like bubble that the force field has created for them. I guess I didn't explain that. So through the force field, it's blocking the magic, and it turns out that it's not immune, and that the bubble that they're in starts to get smaller, and it's crushing them against each other. And to prevent Brainy from getting crushed to death, because Supergirl's fine in there, but he's getting
like,
but he's getting crushed to death. Supergirl tries to use another truth. She confesses to Brainy that she's been leading him on in order to get his help. And she tells him that he is cute, but not what she's looking for. That truth is what punches a hole in Brainy's world, and it actually splits them apart. So this truth, they've been looking for truth to help with this whole vanishing thing, and that actually works. And so they need another truth to continue improving their situation. So Brainy confesses that he has suppressed nearly every true feeling he has in order to improve his prospects of mating with Supergirl, and he hates himself for it. So they're actually being real and like genuine and transparent with each other. And what's more is that he doesn't know if it is Supergirl or any superheroine with long blonde hair. And this
He's like, it could be anybody.
It could have been anybody.
Would do.
So this truth pops the force field bubble, and things get a lot better. And so this is nearing the end of the issue of all these people telling their truths to get things to improve. And so this is the end of Supergirl's adventure with Brainy. But before he goes, he asks her what she's looking for in a mate. And she kisses him and replies, quote, honesty, unquote. So this is a kind of an interesting take on Supergirl and Brainiac 5's relationship. Normally, they actually like each other very much. And this one seemed kind of strange. It was like Supergirl kind of wasn't interested, but she needed his help. And then Brainy was really interested, but maybe only because like she was blonde and was a strong superhero. So this, to me, this is kind of a weird take on Supergirl and Brainy, but I think the story sort of made sense in some parts. I was kind of having trouble kind of keeping up with some things. So I like the idea of it, but I don't think it was the strongest set of stories that we've been reading through this run.
Yeah, when I saw it was like a romance, Supergirl and Brainy, I was like, oh, this will be so fun. And then it was a little different than I thought it would be. And it wasn't a romance so much as like, oh, these two aren't being very nice to each other, actually. Like they're kind of both mutually using each other. He's like, I really need to get this this situation solved where my lamp is my phone.
Yes.
And he's like, blonde?
And I don't think they really fully get to the bottom of like what's I mean, I think they realize that the weirdness is happening because of Supergirl. But there's never like correct me if I'm wrong, Morgan, I don't think there's like a solution to it.
It doesn't feel like they ever get to a solution. It's just like, if we use our power of honesty, that will break the magic gobbledygook thing. And it's like, if we just look into each other's eyes and be like, I'm just not that into you. But we say it at the same time. So no one's feelings get hurt.
That's exactly what they did, though. And Mind the Gap in the chat says that perhaps the difference in this Supergirl and Brainy is because they are different. This is a different Supergirl. This is Gooper Girl. This is a different Brainy. So perhaps that's the reason why these interactions are very different.
Or as Brian says, super goo.
Yes.
Instead of girl, super goo.
Oh, you could say it that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
different ways to say it. Yeah, these two were weird. And we're going to get to the last issue, but the first two issues being kind of like a part 1 and part 2, and then the last issue having nothing to do with it. Spoiler alert. Very strange choice for this annual, in my opinion.
It's especially because I think it's meant to be a 3-issue annual.
Yes.
Like I don't think it's like they took 2 issues that were the annual and then put another one in there. I think it was always 3 issues.
It seems like it, or maybe they got the 2 issues and they were like, we need more. Quick, come up with anything. And then this is how we get to issue number 3, the third and final story in Supergirl annual number 2 is titled Object of Desire. And the story is by Chuck Dixon. Greg Land did the pencils. Prentice Rollins did the ink. Tom Zuko did the colors, and Albert de Guzman did the letters. So the issue opens with Supergirl caught up in a robot, like the robot's got her, and she's saying, "Thank God you're here," and you're like wondering, like, who could it be? The voiceover is all about how beautiful Supergirl looks, even as she's close to death fighting this robot. So somebody's like got it bad for Supergirl. So you're probably thinking like, oh, maybe it's like Brainy. He's like, oh, she's so blonde. I love how blonde she is. But it turns out it's somebody named Lance. So he has clearly been reading too many romance novels. The way that he describes Supergirl is the prose are very purple. It's like her beautiful sun-swept hair. It's like, okay, Lance, calm down. So Lance in this is a purple robot boy, and he's fighting this giant robot, and he saves Supergirl from its clutches. So Supergirl says that Lance saved the entire city from Dr. Kobold and his BattleBot Legion, and he saved her life again.
Yeah, I don't know who Dr. Kobold is. Do we know who he is?
I was like, why? The name feels familiar, but I don't know that it means anything. There's so many like mad doctors in all of these comics that it's possible Dr. Kobold was a character that was earlier in the run.
This may just be like Lance's daydream.
It might just be. I'm always looking for like the little Easter eggs, but in this case, I don't know. Maybe just Lance. Maybe Lance knows a Dr. Kobold. He's like, who he doesn't like. So just as Lance and Supergirl are about to kiss, someone calls Lance's name, and he wakes up from his daydream. Lance is not a real robot boy, which is very sad. He's actually just a pizza delivery guy. So he takes the pizza from his boss to go deliver it. And elsewhere in the pizza shop, Christy is talking to her friend Barb about how cute she thinks Lance is and how he's like a little lost puppy, like lost in the rain. It's like, Christy, girl, you can't fall in love with potential. That's all I'm saying, right? Like, you gotta fall in love with what's in front of you. And her friend is like, you know what? Not my type, but like love is strange. Elsewhere in Leesburg, we zoom in on two farmers. They're Hank and Liam, and they're arguing about how much grain is jammed into the silos. Liam's like, "It's so full to capacity. I'm concerned they're going to explode." And as a comic reader, you're like, "Uh-oh, I know what's about to happen." Yeah. Hank is like, "Nah, I think we're good, dude. I think you're worried for
no reason. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna work out.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good, actually. Look at how much grain we have." And then the silos immediately explode, just immediately. Okay, yeah. All right, Hank, whatever you say, dude. Back at the pizza place, Christy comes up to Lance to talk to him while he's reading a Supergirl magazine. She's like trying to like talk to him, like flirt with him a little bit, but he's oblivious. He just keeps talking about how Supergirl is amazing because she's smart and she's pretty and she can lift a car over her head. So Christy's like, "I'm done with this," and she storms off, and Lance doesn't even notice. Again, Christy, girl, you cannot fall in love with potential.
It's brutal. Yeah.
Brutal. Babs, Christy's friends, jokes that maybe if she could lift his delivery van over her head, he would notice her, which is ice cold, Babs. That's ice cold. Outside, Lance is walking to the van with the pizzas when he notices Supergirl flying overhead, and he hops into the van. So I feel like nothing good is about to happen, given how obsessed with Supergirl Lance is. We go back into the into the pizza place where the TV is on. And they're talking about the grain silo explosion and that the workers are trapped inside. Chrissy's not really paying attention to this. She's more still sad about Lance, how Lance never notices her. She calls him a Supergirl geek, which in parentheses I put, hey.
Yeah. Hey, what's wrong with that?
Some of us are very cool, actually.
I take offense to that.
Excuse me? Excusez-moi? And then she says it's time for her to get over him. On the TV, Supergirl shows up to the silo explosion just as Pizza Sal storms out. Pizza Sal, of course, Lance's boss, everybody's boss.
I find it interesting, and maybe there's a reason for this, but it seems like in fiction, a lot of pizza store owners are named Sal.
Always owned by a Sal. That's why I called him Pizza Sal in my write-up. I was like, he owns the pizza place. Of course his name is Sal. They're like, hey, Sal.
It's either like pizza or just like generic Italian.
Yes. It's always Sal. Yeah, we got to go down to Sally's. That's what I say in New Jersey all the time. Yeah. It's actually, there are a surprising amount of Sals that own pizza places in New Jersey, though. I gotta
maybe this is actually, I mean, this is maybe true to life.
Listen, there's a reason that the stereotype exists. I guess. Just as Supergirl is showing up, Pizza Sal storms out, and he's angry at Lance. So it turns out that he got called by the customer. The customer was like, "Where's the pizza?" They walk outside, and Lance just dropped the pizzas. In parentheses, I put "R.I. Pizza." It's more of a visual joke, but I want you to imagine it in your mind. It's really good.
Pizzas are just all over the street.
Pizzas everywhere. Everywhere. Hard for me to say. I was like, no, not the pizzas.
What a waste.
What a waste. Pizza Sal feels the same. And Lance just ran off in the truck. So, of course, Babs thinks that Lance is nuts, but Christy is watching Supergirl fly into the dangerous grain silo, where a new explosion could happen at any minute. And Christy says, "Oh, Lance," and runs off herself. So, overall, just kind of a weird day at the pizza place.
Nobody's doing their job.
Nobody's really doing their job. No.
Two of Sal's employees have just left. They're
gone now.
They just quit. They just decided not to do their job that day.
Their job is to take care of the pizza, to protect the pizza. And they abandoned it on that sidewalk. Won't someone think of the pizza? At the silo, the firefighters say that the fire is spreading and they'll need a lot more water to damp it down. So Supergirl flies up with a giant truck of water and throws it on the fire. Very convenient that giant truck of water was there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, stupid Lance is right outside the silo, and being a Supergirl geek, because he is a Supergirl geek, and the grain bursting out of the silo buries him as he screams for help. So things aren't looking good for old Lance right about now.
Yeah.
But you know what? Someone's about to rescue him. And it's not Supergirl. That's right. It's Christy to the rescue. Christy, who got there really fast.
She did. I think on foot. Was she on foot? Did she have a car?
She ran the whole way going, Lance. I want to give you a makeover. She runs up to the giant pile of grain and yells for the firefighters that there's someone in there. They say they didn't even notice him and that he'll be okay, thanks to Christy. Meanwhile, Supergirl is moving around a bunch of water hoses like she's like a snake charmer. It's one of the weirder panels I've seen. Like, how is she getting all of these different hoses to go in different directions? Is she using her like psychonic, powers or something?
Or is she were the hoses like out of control and she had to like go and get like
maybe she's controlling them.
I was kind of confused by that.
I was like, what's happening in this?
Yeah, they looked out of control and I was like, oh, I guess Supergirl's like having to go like get control of the water hose.
Don't worry, you guys. Don't worry. Definitely take care of that guy and not the giant fire. So Lance wakes up in the hospital and he doesn't know where he is. The nurse tells him that he's lucky. He aspirated a lot of corn kernels and they had to reinflate his lung.
Yikes.
Not good. And he has 2 ribs broken, but she says he's lucky she was there to save him and that she's been waiting all night to see him. And Lance is like, Supergirl has been waiting all night to see me? No, Lance, you're not that important. Outside his room, Christy hears him ask for Supergirl and runs off upset. Christy, girl, like maybe he's not that into you, but also like you can't say that you didn't know this is gonna be a possibility. You yourself called him a Supergirl geek.
Yes. She knew what this was.
He's just acting like himself. He's just being Lance. What do you want from him?
Just typical Lance.
Just such a Lance thing to do. Back at the pizza place, Pizza Sal tells Christy that someone asked for her. when she turns around, it's Lance. And now he's wearing like a smart little jacket. He's gotten like a little makeover. He's kind of, she's all that it himself. And he's holding some flowers. The firefighters told him what Christy did for him. And Lance says, I would have delivered my last extra cheese if it weren't for you, which is so like
romantic.
That's pretty smooth, Lance. I gotta give it to you. The one thing that you know about Christy is that she works here at this pizza place. And that's you got to utilize that. What do you know about her? Pizza. Use it. Go for it. Because he's not listening to anything else she's saying on a normal day-to-day basis because he's just dreaming about Supergirl. Christy says she didn't think he'd noticed her. And Lance says that was his mistake. So now Pizza Sal's like, you two crazy kids, get out of here. And get out of here. Like, you're making me sick. Enjoy your afternoon off. So now no one is working at the pizza place except for Babs, who's like, you know what? This is the last time. This is the last time I'm a supportive friend. I'm sick of it.
Pizza Sal either needs to fire them or give Babs like a raise.
Babs, they come back and Babs is like the assistant manager. She's like, you guys haven't even been doing anything. I don't know what you're doing here.
She's the assistant to the manager.
The assistant to the manager. She's like throwing the pizzas up in the air. Like, Babs, you're a pizza chef now? She's like, yeah, well, you guys have been gone for so long.
She's really improved her life.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, I'm going to Le Cordon Bleu later. She's going to be on the next season of Top Chef. We love Babs, and we're very supportive of her. So outside of the pizza restaurant, Lance admits that he didn't really plan anything after the flowers. Now, I just want to take a quick step back and say that this man is giving you his least, Christy. His least. He knows nothing about you. His one pickup line was about pizza. Christy, you can't fall in love with potential. She says, that's okay. That's okay. You didn't have to plan anything for the date that you asked me out on. We can just hang out. Christy, ask for more.
She's really rolling with the punches.
Christy, demand more. Lance says that the next time will be more like a real date if she's okay with there being a next time. Okay, we love a king who asks for consent. And Christy's like, yes, of course. Christy, God, want more for yourself. Christy sees Supergirl flying past and she says, hey, did you see that? But this time, Lance only has eyes for Christy. And he asks, see what? And Christy says, nothing important. And they stare into each other's eyes. Young love. And that's the end of that issue, which obviously has a lot to do with the 2 issues we read previously in this one annual that only had 3 issues.
And I would like to believe that Christy and Lance were together forever.
I think that their love was lasting. I think at their wedding they served pizza as like a little
they
joke.
had to, yes.
And Pizza Sal gave like a really inspirational speech. Actually, there were a lot of pizza metaphors. He's like, life's gonna toss you around like the dough, but
yeah. So either they lived together forever, or they broke up the next day.
Or they broke up immediately. There's really no in between.
There's no in between.
With a couple like Lance and Christy. But obviously, as my subhead shows, I'm a Lance and Christy shipper. I want those 2 crazy kids to work.
They're gonna make it. I have a feeling.
Mind the Gap says this was a 90s rom-com, which I agree. And Stanley says Lance didn't deserve her, which
really
I
didn't.
Also agree.
And I'm with you that Christy should have maybe demanded better for herself. I think she was really going lowest. She didn't have high standards.
No, Christy, you saved that man's life. The least he could do was plan the date. Oh, I didn't think past the flowers. What did you think was going to happen? This is not somebody with a 5-year plan, Christy.
No, not a 5-year plan at all.
Only Babs has a 5-year plan in that pizzeria.
Babs' 5-year plans is that she's going to own Sal's pizzeria when he retires.
Babs is at the Culinary Institute right now. She's going to be on next season of The Bear. Yes, chef.
Yeah, the Babs is going to go places. I have a feeling. Okay, so this annual, not written by Peter David.
Yeah.
Written
Yeah,
by
I could tell.
two other people. And I think that makes me appreciate the Peter David issues a lot more because they have, I think, a more, on some level, more coherent stories, even though they have crazy things that happen in them. I feel like we always kind of know what's happening.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not
And
questioning things quite as much. I mean, I am questioning. Never mind. Let's run that back. I'm questioning everything. But it feels like the level of everything happening is heightened on purpose. Where this
yeah,
one was like, in these annual issues, things would happen where I'm like, okay.
yeah. Yeah, I think it definitely makes me appreciate Peter David's ability to write good stories and good issues. And I also wasn't crazy about the art in this. There was a different art
Yeah.
style to it, and I didn't love it. So this is not my favorite annual. I will say that. I like the inclusion of Brainy, and I think the story with Christy and Lance is actually kind of cute in the end if you
It
kind of
was,
ignore
yeah.
the fact that like Lance is the worst and Christy deserved better. Once you ignore that, it's fine. But I think I wasn't crazy about this annual.
I feel like my issue with the annual was maybe even just more structural. I think if you're going to have a 3-issue annual, either all 3 issues should be connected
Yeah.
or they should all be separate
Yes.
on the theme. Maybe the theme is romance. Yeah, like that makes sense to me. But to have 2 of the stories connected and one to be completely like out, like Supergirl is just a character in the background of the Lance and Christie saga, which like I was invested. I can't wait to get an invite to their wedding.
You're gonna eat a lot of pizza.
I'm sure, in the future they got married, had a couple little bambinos, you know what I mean? But like, what did that have to do with the first 2 issues? Like nothing. It's so strange to have the structure be like connected issue, nothing to do with anything. Supergirl's barely in it.
I think that's a really fair point. Either it was a 3-part series on Supergirl and Brainy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they rushed the second part.
I did. They were like,
where it was like people are vanishing, and then there was like truths that had to be told, and like I was like, what is happening here? There's like Brainy wants to be a magician, and he's like working on magic, but then they don't actually solve the thing that's causing the problems.
It's like on 3, let's say we don't like each other, and that'll fix it. It's like what?
So I agree with you. Either all 3 parts were the Supergirl and Brainy story, where you could make it last a little longer, really dive deep into that story, or maybe you have 3 separate issues where Supergirl is kind of not a minor character, but like you get the town of Leesburg has these characters. Like I kind of like the idea that Christy and Lance were like characters in Leesburg, and Supergirl was that superhero that they knew about. Like that would have been cool to have 3 stories kind of like that.
Yeah.
I would have been interested in that, like the town of Leesburg and their perspective of having a superhero in their town. I could have been into that, but they wanted to have it both ways. And I don't know that works.
Yeah, it was very strange. I think I would have either appreciated, all of them to be connected together, or they have plenty of. I think the last annual that we read, annual number 1, none of those stories were connected together.
Oh yeah,
at all.
those were all of the kind of the dead Earth
those
myths
were
about
weird.
Supergirl.
Yeah.
Really...
But at least like it wasn't like we had 2 of the dead Earths where it was like the continuing saga of everybody turning against everybody else. It's like the old SNL skit where they're like, what you say, and they all shoot each other.
Oh yeah,
that was like one of those issues. But like, imagine if that had been all of them.
Yeah. I would have read 3 issues about Sardine Girl. I feel like
me too.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wanted to know so much more about Sardine Girl. I carry her in my heart forever, though.
I think that's a really fair point, and I kind of want to do more digging into why these annuals existed. I understand the reason why the first one exists, because it was part of this Dead Earth story where they were sort of telling myths about these characters in sort of like a post-apocalyptic kind of world. But this one, I don't know exactly why it exists. Like, what was the point of this one? So I don't know the context on this. So I might have to do some more digging to find that out, because it's still kind of weird to me that, like, in the midst of this Peter David run, then they have these little stories that don't really have anything to do with that overarching story.
Yeah.
And are written by different people. I don't really fully understand.
I wondered if this one, as I was reading it, I wondered if this one came out around Valentine's Day, and they were trying to do kind of a little bit of a
like
holiday
a holiday thing.
feel.
Mhm.
Because it did feel like there was an overarching theme to the annual, which was like romance. Although none of the romances are what I would call good or healthy, but romance was in there, right? And so I was wondering, I was like, oh, I wonder if this came out in like February or something. And
Okay, so I looked it up. It came out October 1997.
All right, I don't know. I got nothing.
Maybe this was like a horror, like a Halloween, like a
spooky. He could just be into you because you're blonde.
So yeah, I guess maybe that busts that theory.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah. Well, I guess you got to think up some theme, and you're like, romance.
Yeah.
Why not?
And not my favorite during this read.
No.
But it did include Brainy, so I was happy with that.
I think to me it was like I was a little bit disappointed, because when I saw Brainy in the cover art and like the first pages, I was like, oh, this will be fun, and then it was less fun than I hoped.
Yeah, it was maybe not the best. So I don't know how many more of these annuals are within this Peter David
That's a great question.
run section, but we're kind of
how many years did it go on?
We're almost halfway through volume 2 of the Peter David run, so that's actually quite remarkable. I'm really proud of us. I feel
We're
like
really motoring along the Peter David run.
Yeah, we are really crushing it. So we're gonna keep going through it and just keep plugging away at the Peter David run. So we're gonna get through it. Let's see. I think, unless you have any other thoughts, I think we could wrap it up. That I feel like we kind of covered a lot of ground there.
I saw a comment in the chat. Rachel wants to know, have we talked about Dreamer officially getting a Funko Pop?
No, and that's my fault for getting home a little later than I wanted to.
I was about to say, I think I only saw this earlier today.
Yeah, so apparently there is a new DC Pride Funko Pop series. So that does include characters like Constantine Extrano, who I don't know, Jonathan Kent, and Dreamer. So Dreamer will have a DC Pride Funko. I don't know when they are coming out, though.
I would guess June, but I could be wrong. Or maybe May.
I mean, that would make sense.
June would make sense, but maybe too much sense.
I don't see a date for when these come out.
Oh,
or
the little
the
Dreamer's
price.
so cute.
Yeah, so I'm surprised it took so long for Dreamer to have
Me too.
a Funko, because most of the well, I shouldn't say most of the Supergirl TV show characters had a Funko. Really, only Supergirl, I think.
Did Alex get a Funko?
I don't think so.
There's no Alex Danvers Funko Pop?
I don't think so. I think the only one I ever saw was somebody customizing.
I want a Funko Pop of everyone. I want an Alex Danvers Funko Pop. I want an Alex Danvers from Funko Pop with that one streak of blue in her hair.
Yes. Oh,
you know she means.
What did she call herself? What was it? Oh my gosh, I've already forgotten her superhero name.
I don't remember.
It was something like a lookout. What was her superhero name? Oh my gosh.
I keep wanting to say Guardian, but that
Sentinel.
was Sentinel.
Yes.
But I would also like a Guardian Funko Pop with Kelly Guardian. So
not the James Guardian.
No, see, I want a James Guardian, but I want it like him to have like a removable camera that gets crushed.
Yes. And then I want to be able to put him underneath a desk.
Yeah, yes.
Like he needs to have his own little desk.
I want him to have the whole desk set up, under desk set up where he sleeps. I want a Lena Luthor Funko Pop where she's wearing a ball gown and then like a lab coat over it.
Yeah.
And then
with heels. I think she has
and
to have
then her
heels on.
murdering leather jacket over that. So that any situation you can bring her to, she's ready for. And then obviously I want a Hope Funko Pop.
Yes, but I think Hope for sure. But I think a Zarel Funko Pop is what you need.
Yes.
So
I think
Jason Bear Zarel.
Yes, of course. Of course I do. Of course I do. And there's like just like a little thing where you're like, what does it say at the bottom? And it says, he's keeping it so tight. What? Just so that you know that he looks amazing still. It's
like a pull quote on the back of the box.
Yeah.
It's like, he's keeping it tight. Morgan Glennon, Supergirl Radio.
Jason Bear's like, I did not approve this.
Yeah, so I think we should have all of the Funkos, but I think really only Melissa Benoist's Supergirl had one.
That's so annoying. I have another good Funko Pop.
Yes,
and it is it's Jeremiah Danvers, and he's in a bush, and there's like a little speech bubble, and it says, "Please save me," and then you can just see Alex walking by. I mean, if they ever need some help thinking of these concepts, we're like always around.
I mean, these are very niche ideas, but I think Supergirl fans are really
every Supergirl fan would
flying
be like,
off the shelf.
Please, I need the Jeremiah Danvers.
I think we need a garbage monster.
Garbage monster, yeah.
Funko. Oh man, so many. There's so many ideas.
We could get a Rama Khan at his having some of his Rama wine at the winery.
A pencil skirt, Funko
pencil skirt.
I think these need
some of the best villains. Obviously, we want to give a Funko Pop for.
Season 5 was really the best season.
People come in, they're like, "Do you have Rain?" And they're like, "No, but we got pencil skirt." Bunsen is a big pencil skirt fan, so obviously he wanted to weigh in on this. But we could get you a Streaky Funko Pop. What about that? Streaky was technically in the show for that one episode.
For that one episode,
buddy.
You know, the one thing they couldn't make a Funko Pop out of from the Supergirl TV show is a Leviathan.
No, there'd be. What would it be?
It would just be. It would be an empty box.
Yes, an empty box is perfect. It's like, this is more of a theater of the mind. Imagine what it could be. Whatever you're imagining, it's terrifying, right? Here, buy the box.
Is Bunsen okay? He looks a little sad.
He likes to look into the ring light. So he's really just sunning himself at this point. He's a little sad he never found out about Leviathan, but
we'll never know.
You know, we'll just never know. He can't even think about it. He can't talk about it. He's like, I must away.
I think they should have a box that says the head of the Leviathan at the top, and then it's just an empty box.
Nothing. Rachel in the chat said Indigo Funko Pop with very detailed hands, fully articulated hands for the acting.
And I think maybe could you have retractable hands with like different hand postures?
You just change the different hands. They're like with changeable hands.
I think that'd be amazing. She had the best hand acting on the whole show.
Listen, we could pitch a variety of a snapper car who actually snaps.
Yes, with like a sound effect that you like press his hand or something and he snaps. Yeah,
and people would be so confused. They'd be like, "He didn't do that on the show." It's like, yeah, exactly.
This is the only time you're getting it. I don't think they even had.
We'll get.
I don't even think they had a Cat Grant.
I don't think so either. Man, Funko Pop, they are Funko Pops for characters I've never even dreamed of in my whole life. I'll like go into like a store and I'll be like, there's just a wall of Funko Pops. And I will like, there can't possibly be a Funko Pop for this. But no Cat Grant. Are you kidding? No Lena Luthor? Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. I would buy a Cat Grant Funko so fast.
She could have that little like that little pink cat that was in the office. That could be an accessory.
I think the Cat Grant Funko has to have the cat eyeglasses.
Yes,
for sure.
Definitely.
And maybe like a little desk in front of her. I think the desk always needs to be there. Like a wall of monitors behind her.
Yeah, the wall of monitors in the background is key.
Yes, that's how you know it's Cat Grant. But I think that's a missed opportunity. I think so.
But at least Dreamer has one. We can now create. We can begin our Supergirl the TV show collection with Supergirl and Dreamer. No other ones.
Eventually, maybe at some point, we'll start to add to that cast. But I'm sure there are Martian Manhunter ones, but maybe not the one from the show.
Yeah, you could pretend in your mind that it's the one from the show. You could go like that, and then
real
pretend
hard, and it's gonna happen.
Pretend like you're making him into that one, which he would appreciate because that's about all he was able to do on the budget.
Yeah, and I don't think they would ever have a Magan one.
No,
because they don't know where she is.
They don't know, but maybe in the Martian Manhunter box, that collage is on the back where Magan is trapped.
She's in the wall.
She's in the wall. She's in the wall behind him, and it's like, "Where's Magan?" It's like she's just like in the wall, like help, patrolling still.
Never explicitly stated by the show, but we're pretty sure that's what happened.
Funko Pop of that one lizard person that popped up right at the end of the finale.
You joke, but I would buy that. I would buy a Lex Luthor lizard face Funko. I would buy that so fast.
People be like, when did that happen? And I was like, oh, fake fan. You blinked and missed it? Fake fan.
Yeah. Some people just don't know. If you didn't watch the whole show,
you just weren't there. You weren't there. You weren't there trying to take notes and understand that last season.
What was I even doing? Taking
commemorative
notes?
hope totem that you can throw in the garbage
or into the sun if you prefer,
wherever you want.
Oh, I miss the Supergirl show.
Me too. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
It was mostly the worst of times, though. But yes, so Dreamer does have a Funko Pop now. So if you're interested in that, I think it's coming out at some point.
Yeah,
for some amount of dollars.
Keep your eyes out for whenever that comes out,
and save up money for however much it costs.
It looks like pre-orders are according to at Nicole Main Source on Twitter. Dreamer pre-orders open tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Oh,
so
it's good to know.
Yeah.
So you got to act fast, I guess.
You got to get on that, which means that I will almost definitely not get the Dreamer because I'll forget.
That's why they waited for the day before, so you wouldn't have to remember a lot.
They're like, don't worry, you don't even have to put it in your calendar. It's tomorrow. It's like, I've already forgotten.
Yeah, Rachel in the chat says, hoping we get some Funko Pops for Supergirl, the Supergirl 2026 movie. Yeah, I hope so. That would be nice. I'm sure we'll get a Lobo one for sure.
Yeah,
but I hope we get
definitely
the one.
It's the summer of Lobo. Maybe mad to even joke about.
They will probably put out a Lobo Funko and maybe not a Supergirl one, and I'll be so mad. So, but yeah, I hope for sure
I will find them.
Yeah, I hope for sure we'll at least get a Supergirl one. So keep your eyes out for that. Okay. So anything else before we wrap up? I think we covered a lot of things.
I think we did too. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Supergirl Radio. If you want to contact us, you can post a comment on our website at supergirlradio.com. You can email us at supergirlradio@gmail.com. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on X and Instagram, all at Supergirl Radio. If you like what we do, we encourage you to give us a rating and write us a review on Apple Podcasts, Supergirl Radio, or anywhere you listen to podcasts, really. Supergirl Radio is part of the DC TV Podcast and Multiverse of Color Network, so go check those out. Hang out with us as we go live and wired on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern on the DC TV Podcast YouTube channel, and make sure you are subscribed so you never miss a live stream. DC TV Podcast also has a T Public store, so if you're in need of new Supergirl, DC Comics, DC TV, Arrowverse, related t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, magnets, tote bags, pins, phone cases, pillows, or stickers, and various other things, go to supergirlradio.com and click on the TeePublic Store link at the top of the page.
And since we talked about Brainiac 5, we have some Brainiac 5, or just Brainiac. I don't know. We have some Brainiac designs in the DC TV.
It's Brainiac designs, but it's kind of like Brainy. So I feel like since we talked about Brainy, I mean, we did include a discussion of Coco the monkey, which is like a Brainiac's pet, which I always thought was kind of funny that Brainiac had a pet monkey. Like, what does he need with a pet monkey?
Why not?
I mean,
I like that Brainiac has like a little whimsy in his life. He's like, I'm not just a super smart computer. I also like monkeys.
I need
to have a hobby. It's good to have a hobby.
I need a companion, a furry companion. So yeah, I guess that makes him relatable. You have to find a way to relate to Brainiac somehow.
I have a cat. He has a monkey. We are the same.
You're the same. You're virtually the same people. Okay, and we would also like to thank our legion of super sponsors for supporting the Supergirl Radio Patreon. These people are Michael, Sam, Anne Marie, Yvonne, Nicola, Abby, Miriam, Nicole, Brian, Ethan, Majuba, and Rachel, and Kit. And if you'd like to become a Legion of Super sponsor, go to patreon.com/Supergirl Radio. We have recently reviewed the season 4 of the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And in the midst of that, after that was over, after we recorded it and uploaded it
was like Wednesday.
Then things went crazy.
Things have gotten a little nuts.
And so The Bachelorette has been canceled. We were going to review that. And now that's not happening anymore. And then Mormon Wives season 5 has been put on pause. So I don't know what's going to happen to our reviews. We don't have anything to talk about anymore.
We got to just pull for them to find a way through on Mormon Wives season 5. This is important to me personally.
I think Mom Talk needs to survive this.
Mom Talk has to survive this for me.
So we'll have to review some other things outside of the Mormon Wives universe because things are not going to be happening much anymore. And maybe rightfully so.
Maybe they shouldn't.
Maybe there's justification for it.
I want them to.
I still kind of feel like we're enabling them.
We are enabling them. But I saw the size of their houses. I think they're going to be okay.
They're going to do just fine.
They're going to be just fine.
Yeah, I don't know if I told. Yeah, I think I maybe told you that over my break when I watched Mormon Wives season 4. After I was finished, Hulu fed me Claim to Fame. No, yes, Claim to Fame. I think it's the show it's called. So I don't know if I need to gently nudge you to watch Claim to Fame.
I will consider Claim to Fame. I'm sure I've told you about this one before. Have you watched Traitors yet?
Yes. Well, no, you told me about him, but I have not watched it yet because I think I canceled my Peacock subscription. Which Peacock I don't think costs that much money, so I could probably like renew it for like a month or something.
My recommendation would be, I haven't watched the first season, so I don't know. I can't speak to its quality. I would start with season 2 because that's when it becomes all like Bravo celebrities and reality TV show people. And it's there'll be like somebody from like Survivor trying to play a really strategic game, and then like a housewife being like, "What did you say to me?" He's like, no, we got to work together to figure out who the traitor is. It's like, you're looking at me funny. And it's like the best. It's the best. The poor strategy people are like, I can't work under these conditions.
The different approaches seem like they would collide.
Exactly. Different approaches.
That's hilarious. I did not realize that they were kind of like reality stars mixed in. Yeah.
I think the first season, which I have to watch at some point, is like half reality people and half regular normal people. But from season 2 on, it's all reality people from like different reality show genres too. It'll be like somebody from Survivor, somebody from Real Housewives. The last season had Kristen Kish from Top Chef. The host of Top Chef, and also Tara Lipinski and Johnny Weir. The figure skater commentators, the Olympians, were just randomly in the season as well. So it's just like a wide variety of people, and the people that you think are going to be really good at the game, some of them aren't as much as good at them. And the people who you think are going to be terrible at the game, some of them surprise you.
I bet that the housewives maybe do well, is my guess.
That the housewives do generally do well until they start to get like really mad, and then
they get emotional.
And then all bets are off. They're like, why can't we scream in a brunch at each other? I don't understand what this game is.
This is what we do. This is our specialty. Yeah, that does sound like a lot of fun. I will definitely have to add that to my list. Okay, so if you want to keep up with me, you can follow me on a couple of places on the internet. I'm on Vero True Social at Derby Kid. I'm on Instagram at The Derby Kid. I'm on YouTube at youtube.com/duckmilkprod. Tomorrow is the 10th anniversary of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice coming out.
Whoa.
I feel like I should do something. I don't know if I'll be able to do something for tomorrow, but I will definitely be doing stuff in the year of our Lord 2026 to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Batman v Superman.
Oh my God, that came out in 2016.
2016.
I didn't want to know that.
It feels both longer than 10 years and not quite 10 years.
It does. It feels like whole lifetimes have passed, and also it can't have been that long ago.
Yeah, a lot of things have happened in life since then. So I'll have to do something to look back maybe on 10 years of BVS, but also maybe I'm gonna have a goal to see if I can get cinematographer Larry Fong to chat with me. I'm gonna see if that's possible. He may turn me down.
Really cool.
I can't make any promises, but I have a lot of questions. And you know what? The one question I'm gonna ask him is,
what
is art?
But what if he tells you paintings of horses?
I hope he says paintings of horses. That will confirm all of our suspicions.
One of us.
That is the question I've been asking every creative person that I interview. Like, what is art?
That's a big question. That's a big one to wrap your head around.
At some point, if I ever get a chance to make a document, because I love documentaries, I feel like I could make a documentary. I want to make a documentary that's just called What is Art?
What is art?
And the whole documentary is people trying to figure out what art is. And I don't know if we're going to define it by the end of it.
It's just a live stream of a painting of a horse.
It's just like royalty-free B-roll of horses.
Zooms in, zooms out.
Just horses running free.
That's so good.
Or just like an hour and a half of someone actually painting a horse.
Oh my God, yes. Happy little trees.
Okay, I'm making this documentary. I feel
we
like
gotta
this
do
needs, it. This needs to be
in crowdfunding today. No.
Yeah, so hopefully I'm going to add that as my goal for 2026.
That's a good one.
Chat with Larry Fong and ask him what is art.
I
feel like he would have a good answer.
I think he would, yeah.
Yeah. So, Morgan, how can we keep up with you?
You can find me on the internet at Mojotastic, and you can also find me as a co-host on the Legendary Ladies podcast at The Legendary Ladies on YouTube and Instagram.
Have you all decided what you're going to talk about
We
next?
really need to figure out a date that works with all of our calendars, and that has been a challenge.
It is tough.
But we are planning on getting together soon to talk about something. So the best way to keep up with us is to subscribe to the podcast feed, and then when it magically appears, you're like, oh, a little treat, a little treasure in my phone.
Surprise, here it is.
Surprise.
Now, might I ask you all to discuss what is art?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good icebreaker.
Just start with a real easy question.
Just a little, just skimming off the top.
I think it'll be great. So that's just for your consideration. If you need ideas for what to talk about. Okay, well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Supergirl Radio. But until next time, I'm still Rebecca Johnson.
And I'm still Morgan Glennon. And we hope you found this episode to be inexpressibly jocose.
McGurk! I love
Not
typing.
mess with my Google Docs, Meeksy.
Supergirl Radio is going live every night of the week. How do you like it? Is becoming a human burrito a plus or a minus? I don't know. It does seem snug.
I mean, they say you are what you eat.
Kira. I love that.
So I do a podcast called Supergirl Radio, and one of our segments is Lena Luthor Boardroom or Ballroom because
She looks like a boss in this coat.
Is Nasty Luthor like a different Luthor? It's not just Lena being mean?
No.
Helen Slater here. So fun to know that you're hosting a podcast called Supergirl Radio.
Yeah!